Okay. And we are recording.
Guys, got another episode of PhilmPod coming at you. But before we get into it, you guys always know how I'm going to start this. Welcome to Film, where we break down films in the way anyone can enjoy. Whether you're new to movies or a seasoned fan, you're in the right place. And also in the right place with me, electronically to my left, I got my boy, Isaiah ZDB, because he knows that stuff like IMDb. Oh, Ramia, how you doing, sir?
We're in the electronic world right now. Honestly, what's crazy is probably, like, we're getting another video later this week, our Wonder Man review, also electronic. So just be ready for some digital-only content for a bit. I guess the content's always digital, but be ready for some electronic, me and Phil can't high-five or whatever, in-person action.
That sucks, man. I kind of like when we have those moments where we're just like,
it's fine.
Like,
it's fine.
Cool when we dap each other up.
Yeah, it's fine. Hey, it happens sometimes. Sometimes it's a necessity, and we are like in a great place where we can just do it like this, you know. So we might as well. Yeah.
But yeah, how you doing though? How's the week been so far?
Good. Honestly, good. I'm getting in the habit of school. I'm just sort of like I'm all organized. I'm all good. I'm all set. Just kind of been chilling, bro. Nothing's been going on really. I'll be honest. Life's been fairly normal. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch a new movie this week. Some movie homework. Didn't get to do it, but I watched a show, which I can't wait to talk about. And Phil, how are you doing though?
Bro, I'm actually doing pretty good. Like, work's been busy, but work is always going to be busy. But this following week was good because we got Oscar nominations, bro.
We did.
The 2026 Oscars have finally given us movies that were nominated for certain parts. And it was, let's just say, I was excited and then also shocked. And then excited and shocked over and over again.
Excited and shocked.
Now, we usually have a movie announcement section, but I'm going to give this a quick, like, snubs and also like shocks like section over here for the Oscars, guys.
Sure, of course.
There was one movie that I believe surprised a lot of people that didn't get nominated for literally anything, and that movie was Wicked for Good.
Are we surprised?
I am honestly surprised. I am surprised.
Respectfully, I think you might be in the minority. I think you're in a strong...
You aren't surprised?
No, not at all. Why would I be?
I'm shook. You like that movie.
I did. I like that movie. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it was like, look, when I look at everything that's on here, I'm like, yeah, great spread. Everything on here deserves it. I think you throw Wicked for Good on there, it could like slip by, go into the radar and be like, yeah, I guess. But like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's not better than the first one. And the first one already got nominated for so many awards, so it's like... You know, I don't think... we had a stacked 2025, so I don't think Wicked for Good needs to be on this, like, I don't think it needs to be in the award running.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna say I really disagree. Because looking at awards, okay, and I'm a dude who didn't love it, but I still liked it.
Yeah.
There are 3 awards that I think it should have been up for.
Okay.
The first one is Best Makeup and Hairstyling.
But didn't it get nominated already for...
It didn't
for
get
the first
nominated
one? No, for the first one.
It did for the first one, but like I go off of like what they did now. Like I can understand like the first one got so many awards. It got nominated for Best Picture. It deserved to, but like with this, I just think no matter what, it should have been there for best. Did I say best makeup and hairstyling? Yes, for best makeup and hairstyling.
Here's my question to you: which should it take over? What movie? So you have Smashing Machine, Ugly Stepsister, Sinners, Frankenstein, and Kokoho. I don't want to say that.
Yes,
Forgive me.
Kokuo. I believe. My bad.
Yeah, that sounds right.
But with me, I think I haven't seen Kokuo and The Ugly Stepsister, so I can't say anything there. But it definitely should be there over the Smashing Machine. It definitely should.
I disagree, actually. And I didn't love the Smashing Machine. Here's why. Because the makeup they do for The Rock literally makes him look like a completely different person. And I think that's something that should be celebrated. I think the way that movie looks, the way they designed everything for like the makeup and hair, whatever, like that should be acknowledged. The team for Wicked already got acknowledged, and they're just doing the same thing again. So why should they get acknowledged again for that?
Because which one was the better looking movie off of makeup and hairstyling?
But like they already got acknowledged, they're just gonna get acknowledged again. I think you might as well bring in some new people, right?
But that's of the year though. That's what I'm saying. Like to me, it should be like if in 2025. If this movie was the one that was the better looking, better directed, better whatever, it should be nominated. I'm not saying win, but it should be nominated. That's just what I'm saying.
I understand
Like,
that and look, it's a better movie than Smashing Machine for sure. And I understand your point. I disagree. I think the Smashing Machine deserves to be recognized for what it did, makeup and hairstyle wise. You know, like it does deserve an acknowledgement.
Hey, by all means, it does deserve an acknowledgement. But Wicked for Good should be there over it. Like if you want to, like, if I saw these other movies and I had a chance to
Ugly Stepsister is a body horror movie, so it 100% should be there. Like that's
I haven't seen it, so I can't say anything.
Just a given.
But I just think Wicked for Good should be there. It should. The second award that I believe Wicked for Good got snubbed for was Best Costume Design, and this one was crazy, low key. Because do you know what movie got there that low key I'm not mad about, but I'm sad for Wicked got there?
I'm trying to find it. I don't know. No, I don't know.
Avatar: Fire and Ash.
It got on there?
Is in it? Avatar: Fire and Ash is in Best Costume Design.
Why shouldn't it be?
All right, so I love Avatar. I'm wearing a sticker shirt right now.
Yeah.
But that being there over Wicked for Good, even though that is mainly like
digital
is crazy to me. Like, that's pretty crazy to me. Like, I understand it. Like, what's her name? Varang looked incredible. I loved her crown, too, or whatever she was wearing on top of her head. And then even some of the costumes of the avatars were cool. But it is fake. It's fake. It's digital. I love it. I love the movie. But it's not real.
Now, I'm sorry. Okay, Phil. And I don't want to sound like I'm just disagreeing with you all day. This one I understand more. I get your point. I want
to have a conversation.
But just because it's fake doesn't mean it doesn't look incredible. You know? Like, someone is still doing it digital. Just because it's digital doesn't diminish its quality. It's still insane. You know? Like, think about it. That's the whole Tron conversation. Let's not forget the original Tron movie. It pushed CG. It was not acknowledged in any sort of design category because it used CG, which was regarded as cheating. That's not true. That's an art form. So they should get acknowledged for their costumes when that's, like, what they did was incredible.
It is incredible, but I think there should be a conversation on whether, like, you know, whether like digital costumes should be like acknowledged or not. Because I'm sorry, Wicked for Good, those costumes looked incredible. They looked incredible. And then also Marty Supreme, I don't think should be there over Wicked for Good. I thought the costumes looked good, but not better than Wicked for Good.
I think Marty Supreme and Hamnet are on there. Like, they strike a similar vibe for me, where it's not that they're like this big grand like dress up world thing or whatever. It's that like they're trying to be like, they're trying to strike a time. And I think they both, from what I've seen of Hamnet and when I watched Marty Supreme, I think they both do that really, really, really well. I don't know, man. I understand your point, but I do think like it didn't need to get acknowledged because it already did. You know? Like, I think that's why. Is it just doesn't need to be acknowledged twice for doing the exact same thing again. You know?
But if it's the best of that year, it should be.
But is it though?
Up there.
Like, wouldn't it be nice to see something else get acknowledged for it when like they just kind of did the same job again?
It's nice, bro, but what's the point of competition then? If it's all like, oh, well, you won last year, we're gonna give it to the next person up. Because it's almost like a whole like I'm just gonna use basketball in this case. It's over here like, okay, we got the playoffs coming up, we got these teams coming up, we know you got the best record once again last year, but we're gonna give it to this other team because they haven't been here before. It's like, what?
No, and I understand that, but think about it this way: like, their costumes, a lot of them they are using the same from the first movie. Like, a lot of their set
changing it up a bit also.
A little bit, sure. But like all these other movies are doing everything from scratch. So, like, that's not really fair. Like, oh yeah, you have all these building blocks already and are able to make small changes, and now you get the award again? That doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
Yes, but I'm sorry. Once again, if it's of that year the best looking, I'm sorry.
I don't think
so.
I
get it.
I get your point for the Avatar thing. I think I don't know. I think again, like, I think if they had, and I'm not gonna sit here and say like they didn't change anything. They 100% obviously added things, but I think you already have a blueprint and you already have a template. You already have a lot of materials and even costumes. I think it's unfair for another person to get knocked off, even though they did everything from like they are like scratch, you know, like they got it acknowledged already for it, you know. So they don't need to get acknowledged again. What was the third thing? What else do you think?
The third thing, I mean, we're gonna have the same argument, but I'm just gonna put it out there.
Probably, but
Best
like
production design, I feel like should have gone to Wicked again, but it's the same argument. Like, it's pretty much just like it's the same world, looks the same, and then I'm gonna say like, yeah, but it looked better than. To me, it looked better than
One Battle After Another.
Yes, and then it looked better than Marty Supreme, but once again, it's the same little. Yeah, it's the same argument. It's the same
That's true.
that they used last time. it's the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this out there. This is gonna be obviously a little biased. I think Hans Zimmer's F1 original score got snubbed. I think it did.
Is it not on there?
But then again, it's not on original score.
That is a snub. Okay, that's a snub. That's a valid snub. I agree.
I believe that is a huge mistake. But once again, I am a Hans Zimmer fan, so take it with a grain of salt. I think a lot of his music should be there whenever he's doing something. But with this one particularly, I believe this is a snub. Only because Begonias was really good. It deserves to be there. Frankenstein was pretty good. It deserves to be there. Hamnet, I want to give it strikes because the last song in the movie was a song that was the only one I remember, but it's also by somebody else. Like the song is from another movie from the past. So that's where I'm like, I kind of want to give it some like points deducted. But one battle after another, I will never understand this because I didn't think the score was that incredible.
I didn't think about the music once.
But that's what I'm saying. How is that?
But I'm also not a music guy, so respectfully, I don't think about the music.
I'm a big music guy when it comes to scores, bro. I don't understand how F1 didn't get on here. Sinners should be here no matter what. Like Sinners 1000% should be here. But one battle after another, and Hamnet, I'm very iffy on over F1 by Hans Zimmer. Like that took me out. But I'm not gonna freak out because no matter what, Sinners is on there, so I'm good. But wow. What do you think about this, real quick?
That one I get it. I understand.
That one just sounds incredible, bro.
Like I think that one I get. I'm not a music guy. Like I'm gonna just preface, I'm not a music guy. So for the one battle after another truthers that say the music is incredible, probably you're probably right. F1 does have incredible music, and I think it's very noticeable. Like just how good it was. Where like you're listening to it, you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I know some people might say, well, if it takes you out of the movie, then that diminishes the quality of the. I disagree. I'm not that guy. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I think I agree. I agree with you. I think that's fair. What's interesting is F1 gets nominated for Best Picture, but it doesn't look like it got nominated for anything.
I thought it got nominated for something else.
I'm trying to look.
Could have sworn. Best sound.
Okay, valid. That's fair. That's fair.
All right, so best sound.
Still interesting
best
though.
Film editing.
Okay, again, interesting. Like those
best visual effects and best picture. So 4 nominations.
Yeah, but those all, and I guess that's where it should get acknowledged. So I feel like that's fair. Is it is an incredible movie in the way that it was designed, not necessarily the way that it was acted or directed. I actually think it could have got nominated for best director. He didn't though.
I think it should.
Still, I think it's stacked though. Like that, to be fair, that category is actually stacked, and I get it completely.
Best director, whoever wins best directing is legendary because you're telling me Chloe Zhao, Josh Safdie, Paul Thomas Anderson, Joachim Trier, and Ryan Coogler are competing for this.
I don't know.
That is insane.
I don't know how it goes where if like the person that wins best director usually wins best picture. I know the year I watched Best Director, the only year I watched the Oscars was 2019. This year is going to be the first time in seven years I've watched the Oscars. So, yay, cool, whatever. That was the Joker year. One Best Director, I forgot the guy's name, I'm blanking. And then Best Picture was...
Todd Phillips.
Yeah, Todd Phillips. And then Best Picture that year wasn't Joker, it was crap. Damn. Oh, Parasite. It was Parasite. Yeah, I didn't have to look it up. I promise I didn't look it up.
Parasite deserved to win.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm not going to say anything about that. Yes. So, I'm curious, like, I think Best Director goes to Ryan Coogler, and I think more than likely Best Film will be one battle after another.
I'm going to say switch it, but also at the same time, I feel like this might be a Paul Thomas Anderson sweep. Only because the way people are talking about it, the way people review one battle after another, I feel like it's going to be Best Director, Paul Thomas Anderson, Best Picture, one battle after another. But to me, I think it should go Best Director, Paul Thomas Anderson, Best Picture, Sinners. Like, I just think that's how it should go.
And I honestly, I get that. I disagree because I think the way it should go, or the way I feel like it would make sense in my head, is that Ryan Coogler should get acknowledged for, like, the incredible direction of Sinners. Like, I think that movie is incredibly directed. Like, you can feel that style. I haven't watched any Paul Thomas Anderson movie, so I could be wrong. I just think Ryan Coogler's style shines more than his probably does. I think Best Picture, though, it should be one battle after another, very validly. I think the best movie I saw out of these would be Sinners, but I wouldn't be mad at all, actually, if one battle after another one. I think it more than deserves it.
Wouldn't be mad. I honestly, if any other movie wins, I feel like I'd just be surprised because One Battle After Another and Sinners are the 2 movies that deserve Best Picture. But like, I could literally see. I think the only movie that I'd be upset about winning Best Picture and I hate saying this because I love it, but I feel like F1.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Because it's like, out of all the movies, you guys were just like, you know what? Begonia's good. One after another. Sinners, Secret Agent, all these other movies, Frankenstein are good. Let's just give it to somebody who doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
And the winner is F1. And everybody's just looking up there. They're just like,
It's gonna be a La La Land situation when it should have been Moonlight, right? Like, you know, no.
We made a mistake. It's Train Dreams.
Yeah. That's such a funny clip, by the way. Awesome. Okay, can we have one Oscar conversation before we move on really fast?
Yeah. Go
okay, Best Actor.
Yep.
Michael B. Jordan, Sinners. Timothy Chalamet, Marty Supreme. DiCaprio, One Battle After Another. Wagner Moura for The Secret Agent, and Ethan Hawke for Blue Moon. Timothy Chalamet, I want him to win it so badly because it's his time. He probably will, and I think there's no argument there. Like, I think he for sure will. I think DiCaprio is incredible in One Battle After Another. I don't think he's the star of that movie. Like, I just don't. I think he's great, but I think, like, even, like, I like Sean Penn more in that movie than I do DiCaprio.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And that's sad to say because Sean Penn is the worst character in it.
Yeah, but he's just, like, it's acted so well. I can't say the other guy's name, please forgive me, Benicio del Toro. I think also him.
Yeah,
he shines in that movie. Like, he's incredible too. I think he shines more than DiCaprio does. So I just don't think DiCaprio wins. I didn't watch Blue Moon, so I don't know. Ethan Hawke is just a great actor. I think that's definitely just like a known whatever. Wagner Moura, again, never watched Secret Agent. I didn't even know that movie was a thing until I saw it getting all these nominations. So definitely something I'm gonna have to check out. But I just think Timothy Chalamet, like, I can't wait to hear his speech, genuinely, because I think, like, he said it. He's like, I want to be one of the greats. And
but I'm not gonna lie. I could see Michael B. Jordan.
I could too.
This award.
Yeah, 100%. He could.
I really could. Like, Timothy Chalamet, to me, he was unbelievable as Marty Mauser in Marty Supreme, and it was like he had you could tell he was in command the whole time. Any situation, you could tell that he was the main character. You could even tell like he really worked hard on the personality. Like, I know like some people are saying like that's literally him, like whatever, but like watching that movie, I was just so impressed with the character of Marty Mauser. I hated him, but I was very impressed. With Michael B. Jordan, though, in Sinners, oh my gosh, him playing two twins and having two distinctively different
100%. Like, you could tell which one's different,
Very impressive. So I feel like it is a little bit tight there, but I expect Timothy Chalamet to win it. And I'm not mad at all. I would be super happy for him. But if Michael B. Jordan wins, I'll be lit.
Yeah, I'll be lit.
I'll be like, yo, Sinners got it.
Yeah.
And then just the final thing to say, Sinners getting 16 nominations.
Good, dude. They beat the record or they tied? Beat the record? Yeah, good. Good. I'm happy. I'm really happy, genuinely.
I'm already happy. I don't care, and I wanted to win awards, but I don't care anymore. I'm like, 16 nominations, beat the record, fine by me.
Yeah.
Win one Oscar, win two, I'm good.
I think it would be insane if it wins nothing. Like, actually, like, I think most nominations, but winning nothing would be a historic moment, for sure.
I'd be mad.
I'd be mad too. But yeah. All right, let's move into the podcast proper, Phil, with what you've been watching. Phil, how many things? You didn't say it. I said before how many things I watched, which is one thing, and I'm not even done with it. So, but are you watching stuff or?
I watched two things.
Okay.
I watched two things. It's nothing crazy.
I'll go first.
Yeah, go for it.
Mm-hmm. So I'm continuing The Legend of Vox Machina. I finally picked it back up.
Okay.
Yeah, I finally picked it back up. I'm just over halfway on season 2. I'm making fast progress. I literally started watching it like 2 days ago, and before bed, and I've just been like kind of nonstop watching it since. I'm obsessed. I love this show so much. I think it's so freaking good. Like, genuinely, I think all the characters are super strong. I think the story, like the plot, is fine. I think the show is carried by its characters, like 1,000,000%. I picked it back up because I don't know if I actually even ever talked about this on the podcast. They dropped their new show, The Mighty Nine, back in November.
Yeah, you talked about it.
I did. Okay, yeah, I finished it. I don't know if I ever talked about me finishing it, but I did finish it, and I thought the ending to the season was fine. I was a little disappointed just because it didn't feel like it like ended a season. It felt like it was just the end of an episode. You know? Which, again, quality season of television, such a good season of television, but I just, that was weird. Like, that was very jarring for me. So I was like, you know what? Like, I need to finish Vox Machina before the new season comes out. So, because it should be coming out this year. And I'm in love, genuinely. I think the art is so good. I think the characters are great. I think the writing is hilarious. I'm in, dude. I'm really in. I love it so much. I had to shout it out.
There you go, man. I know how much you love that series, so I'm just glad that you're watching something you're like happy and passionate about right now.
Get that D&D content, you know? Gotta watch it.
Unlike Stranger Things Season 5.
Unlike Stranger Things Season 5, yeah.
So anything else before we move on? Okay. Now on to what I've been watching. So just to get this out the way, because we're going to talk about it more later.
Yes, sir.
I've been trying to get back into Game of Thrones.
Sorry. I don't know why I freaked out.
you're good. I finished season 1 a long time ago. I think 2 summers ago, and then I kind of just stopped for a sec because I was like, let me slow down a bit. Let me slow down again.
Yeah. Of course.
Watching season 1, I now understand why people really like Game of Thrones. It actually is pretty good. Season 2, wow. The start of season 2, that first episode, I was like, holy crap. Like, I'm really feeling the intensity. I'm really feeling like the like what is going to happen now, because the way season 1 ends, you wouldn't expect it to end the way it does. Like, season 1 ends with a key character that everybody really liked and a family kind of like really taking a huge L, like getting disbanded and like losing a bit of their power in their kingdom. And the main character, the king, dies. He gets his head cut off, and that's where the episode just ends. And you're like, what? So then you get into season 2, and you're just wondering, what is like, how does the family like reign now? Like, what do they do? And it really shows you like the new I want to say scheme of power or whatever, and how like messed up everything is. But then also they're hinting at even worse thing coming. Now I understand like why they're saying winter is coming, because now I'm getting hyped now. I'm getting so hyped on what's coming. But
yeah,
this show is really good. I'm really getting addicted to it, and I'm really starting to like understand.
I've always wanted to watch it. Actually,
it's pretty good.
I've never seen it. I watched. We'll talk about it more later. I watched the first 4 episodes of House of the Dragon, and I really liked it. And then I just dropped it completely. And then like, what makes Game of Thrones so intimidating is the fact that it doesn't end well. That I'm just like, am I really gonna watch 7 seasons and stop? Am I gonna stick it out and watch the 8th season and be like, I hear people say like, you watch the 8th season now and it's really not as bad as people say it is, but like it's still not good, you know? So maybe at some point I will. I'm just like, I'm lame and I'm boring, so.
Nah, I'm gonna try to catch up.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
Respect.
Last thing. This is one I'm actually a little bit excited to talk about, because I'm really glad I picked it up now. I started watching season 1 of The Pit.
Ooh! We talked
And
about this, that we were gonna start watching.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's it.
This show is crazy. Like, it's so good. It's, if you guys don't know, The Pit is about these people in an emergency room. And it's not just about these people in an emergency room. It's about what goes on every hour in each episode of an emergency room. It doesn't stop, and it's crazy. Like, literally, the first episode is the first hour of a shift. The second episode is the second hour on a shift. It doesn't stop, and it's impressive, bro. Like, it's so good. There are so many different cases that go on each episode, and while they're bringing, like, they're either fixing or like sad that a certain like situation ended tragically, once that person or once that like case is done, more people are coming in. They're just telling them the report of like, oh, a broken bone at the top of their collar or something like that, and they wheel them in, and then there's another situation going on. There's so much, like, the drama aspect of it is so good too, but it's, everything is so good about it. The characters, the doctors, the nurses, the people that are waiting outside that are soon to come in, and just their I believe the accuracy of it, of like what it really is, like the feeling of being in an ER, both on the standpoint or the people in the medical field standpoint, and even just the patients, is perfect. And I think I'm on episode 6 or 7 now, but I'm excited, bro. Like, I'm very excited to finish it. I'm never stopping it. I know it's 2026, but I'm never stopping it. You should be scared when it goes from 2026 to 2027. You should be scared. But I really love the show, and I can't wait to get into season 2. Like, it's really good.
Yeah.
Very impressive.
I'm so bummed I haven't picked it up yet. I think once Vox Machina's done, I think then I'll be on it, because I really want to watch it, genuinely. Like, I think I'd really like it. Can I ask a question that might make people angry? And really fast, just quick warning, something I've noticed. The delay is so bad, Phil, but it's okay. It's like, it's not that big of a deal, but you'll be talking and it won't, like, you'll finish your sentence, but on my screen, you're still talking. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. These people that are watching can grow up. It's fine. I want to ask this question. I think it might make people upset, because it's like, oh, dude, like, what are you doing comparing these two things? In terms of stress levels, does it feel like The Bear, but in a hospital?
Oh, it's much worse.
Well, I imagine it's much worse because it's a hospital. Like, I understand that. But, like, the way I'm feeling, like, is it kind of give off that vibe where people are just yelling at each other, things are getting chaotic, things are getting out of hand, someone's getting hurt?
So there can be yelling most times, but I believe it doesn't get as crazy as the bear, only like yelling wise.
And yeah. In terms of like, yeah, I get that.
Only because like with doctors, you can't really be like that
That's
because you have a
true.
patient in front of you. You can raise your voice a little bit, but at the same time, if you're yelling at somebody and freaking out the way,
Escalate
like
the
you know, in the
situation.
bear, it's not just gonna escalate the situation, but it can cause stress levels to a patient. Where I'm guessing it's probably like, oh, like they'll stress out if you're yelling. So it's kind of like you
Yeah.
know, they'll be like, okay, can I have scalpel? Can I have the scalpel or something? And then like if like somebody messes up, it'll be like, "Can I please have that scalpel, please, Doctor like Martinez or something like that." Like I think it raises up a little bit, but it doesn't go more than that.
Okay.
But that's because you know
That's
they're all focused and trying to save a life compared to the
and that makes a lot of sense.
Get off my set.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I was just like
Yeah.
curious because like when I hear people explain the show and I hear people talk about how intense the show could get, like I think of any show that's dealing with people, my brain just goes to the bear, and I'm like, are people gonna be mad at each other the whole time? So like I know it's probably a lot deeper than that. This is people's lives they're dealing with, not actually, but I know in the show context, yes. But yeah, so that's why I was curious.
No, it's all good. But there's this soundtrack or score that plays whenever like you know there is a serious case coming in or a patient that is either on the brink of death or losing a limb, that it plays and it feels like a heartbeat, but like in a really like rhythmic, like very hard tone, like heartbeat, where it's very serious, very intense, very anxious, but really like, okay, here we go. We got a patient coming in that we need saving, and it just when it plays, you instantly it switches up the whole vibe. Because at first you're getting to know all these patients and doctors. The next thing you know, okay, guys, we need to get him to room number 2 right now. His leg is broken. It should be amputated. And oh my goodness, it scares.
Is it gory? Or like, is it like kind of? Yeah, okay.
Yes,
I figured. Yeah,
it's definitely gory. Not like you know super
like
crazy,
over the top. Yeah, it's more realistic.
Not like the boys, but it's very more like this person came in. They either have a broken bone sticking out, or they have like something wrong with like their collarbone or something. It's like that.
Okay.
But cool, it's crazy. I love the show.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Nah, I'm good. That concludes what we've been watching. So let's get into another show that we've been watching. Yeah. And that is A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. Season 1, episodes 1 through 2. Review, we're about to give it to you guys.
Let's do it.
Izzy, what do we think so far about this show? Because this show is a prequel to Game of Thrones. This is something that
that was gonna be my question. I actually didn't know where it was taking place. That makes sense. Okay, cool. I don't know what you think, but I know what I think, Phil. You know what I think? This show is hitting right place, right time for me. I'm really into it, actually. I really like it. I like the tone a lot. I like Sir Duncan a lot. I think he is kind of what's carrying me through the show right now. I don't think the show has much going on within these first 2 episodes, but I think the way they're like setting up Sir Duncan already, I'm really into. I think his character is really funny. I think he's also just really endearing. Like, I think there's just something about him where you just, like, you want to root for him because of the way, like, you could tell he perceives himself. There's a scene in the first episode, where, like, he slouches just naturally, and they're like, why do you do that? You're a knight. Like, you know? I love his character a lot. He's a really easy character to root for. And this show is just hidden right place, right time. This is the only excuse I'll ever get to talk about this, so I'm going to do it. I'm currently playing a video game called Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I've been playing it for the past month. It is a knight game where I am like a knight and I'm protecting this prince. And I've been having a blast. I'm 60 hours deep. DM me, please. DM me. Like, I'll talk about this game. I'm obsessed with it. So I'm really into this setting right now. My game is a lot more realistic, not really dragons, whatever. But this is kind of not really focusing on a lot of like the dragons and fantasy elements. It's a lot more like, hey, knights and stuff. So it's hitting right place, right time, and I'm really into it. It's giving me that vibe. I get off the game and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go watch this show now. That's the exact same feeling, and I'm obsessed, dude. I really like it actually a lot. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay. That's good, man. I'm glad you got a video game that's mixing with this.
It's working perfectly. It worked out perfectly.
Like the mode, it gets you in the mode.
It
gets you in the zone, pretty much.
Yeah.
With these first 2 episodes, I love Sir Duncan the Tall.
Sir Duncan the Tall.
He's funny. The fact that what's his name, Sir Lionel the Laughing or whatever, gave him that name. He's like, what's your name? I forgot his first. What was his first night name when he first got there? And Brody changed it. Sir Dunk. Oh, that's stupid. That's terrible. You should be Sir Duncan the Tall. And I was like, that was pretty funny. And also that guy, Sir Lionel the Laughing. I remember him, Daniel Ings, from The Gentleman, or I forgot what show. It was on Netflix.
The Gentleman.
Yeah, The Gentleman. He's really good on there. He plays the dude who gets his brother in all that trouble, and I was very mad. I was like, oh, you're pissing me off. But, like, Sir Duncan the Tall, very funny dude. Very, like, lovable character. His name's Peter Claffey, the
Yeah.
actor. But I'm really starting to like, just like you, he's one of my favorite characters. But the kid, Egg, is really starting to get on me. Like, he's funny. Like, he's like kind of like a wingman, but also the best
He's a
squire, right?
He's a squire.
Yeah, he's a squire. But he's so funny. Like, that scene when the knight's coming in, and he's like, I forgot what he said. He like cussed, but he said like, so he's a dummy or something like that. And then Sir Duncan the Tall's like, oh, he really is called Sir Dunk. Sir Duncan the Tall. I'm just gonna call him that. Like, I just love how their bromance or their funny like
Their
moments
relationship,
with it.
yeah.
Yeah, because Egg seems like he actually knows the game of like knighthood and stuff. And then Sir Duncan the Tall is just like, oh, let's go check it out. And then Egg's like, what are you doing? No, you shouldn't be doing that. All right, fine. Whatever, I'll go with you. But I like how he's there to like guide him a little bit, but also like make sure he doesn't do anything too stupid. But every character keeps telling Sir Duncan the Tall, you're pretty stupid, you're pretty clumsy, like whatever. Like that scene where he's in the quarters hiding, like trying to listen to the Targaryen house or whatever, talk about like where their sons are or whatever. And the little girl comes up to him and she's like explaining the whole situation because he didn't understand what's going on. And she's like, you're pretty dim, huh? And then steps on him and then runs away. I was like, this dude, I'm starting to like him. But I already know. That's one thing that's kind of getting me a little bit out of these episodes. When is something going to happen?
Yeah, you're right.
When is oh my bad.
You're right. I am waiting for the thing to happen. Mm-hmm. Weirdly enough, if it never does, I wouldn't be mad. But that's just like a me thing. I do agree. I'm waiting for like the thing to happen. And like getting into like some just spoiler territory, I think it's the bits they're hinting about the Targaryen princes going missing. Like I think that's gonna get roped in somehow. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm really curious. I don't know. I literally have no idea where the show could possibly go. One of my favorite scenes though was between Sir Duncan and Egg, and it's in episode 2. It's their heart to heart where Egg is talking about, hey man, like everyone says I'm just gonna be small and like wimpy for the rest of my life. Like I'm never gonna like get big. I can never be a knight. And he's like, no, you'll grow. And he's like, oh yeah, you think so? He goes, yeah, people call me dumb. And then he just stops talking. And he's like, what? Like, and what? What do you do when people call you dumb? I don't know. That's none of your business. Such a good scene. Genuinely. I loved it.
Funny, man. Like, this is honestly a very good match. I don't know if this is part of the books. Like, I don't think so. I haven't read the books. I still haven't finished Game of Thrones. Obviously, I told you guys earlier, but I like this so far. But once again, like the jousting scene, I really thought something was going to happen there. I thought it was going to be like a knight falls down, can't continue, and he was going to have to take their spot or something. And then he was going to show up. Because that's another thing. I feel like they're hinting at this dude is just crazy strong and people don't know it yet. Like, I feel like out of the blue, he's just going to get a sword and just like cut somebody in half by accident and be like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, well, even he wasn't too strong enough. Even he underestimates himself too. Like you could tell, like the way he doesn't feel very confident in anything. Like he's not the kind of hothead guy that'll take any fight. When the dude like approaches him, he's like, "All right, fight me." He's like, "No, I don't want to. Like I'm good." You know, like he's not that kind of guy. He's very lovable. He's kind of like a bear. You know, he's like a teddy bear. You just want to hug him. You know, you just want to give him a big hug. Yeah. But I what I really like about the show, I think so far is the tone. I don't know how Game of Thrones is tonally. I think it's probably similar to House of the Dragon. Very serious, very like dark and like, you know, sad, whatever. I like how funny the show is. Like I think it has its moments. It's not hilarious it's not like in your face funny where people are cracking jokes every 10 seconds. But it does have its moments where it's very hilarious. Like the cutaway scene when like he's getting slapped. Like that was funny. You know? Or again, like that conversation I just mentioned. Hilarious. But it's all woven into like the writing so perfectly where it never feels like a hard tone shift where they can have like a nice sweet moment or you can get some lore drops or whatever and then you can slip in a joke and I'm like, oh, that was funny. Like good one.
No, I think what you brought up is perfect because that's kind of what I was thinking when I first started it because I'm not going to lie. Like I was watching the show when I was on the treadmill, the first episode, and I'm just like watching this and I'm like, the beginning start of it when he's just talking about, yeah, I've always been with this knight. Used to beat me a lot, and it shows him getting slapped different times. Yeah. Even that one time where he's like, no, there were a lot of times I deserved it, but there was that one time where I really was mad, and it was the time when somebody else stole the bread, and then Brody thought that he stole the bread, so he was like, you thief, boom. And I laughed a little bit. I was on the treadmill, and everybody was like looking at me, because, you know, everybody I know is in the single weight room, and they're like, what's so funny? And I'm like, something funny just happened. But that scene where, like, I didn't expect this type of tone, because once again, you were right, Game of Thrones is very serious. Like, it's a very serious show. Like, it's very intense, very, you can feel the, like, tense moments when it gets there. The music is very tense. This when I'm hearing the theme song about to play and it shows the next scene of him pooping, I
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
That was like that was very awkward, but I guess that's how the show's gonna go.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd be mad because I'm way more of a serious show watcher. Sometimes I'm more towards I kind of like that type of tone more.
Mhm.
But this is doing a good job of like kind of winning me over. Like once again, I'm very annoyed. Not too much has happened, but at the same time, the comedy, the learning of different characters, Sir Duncan the Tall and Egg's relationship is awesome. So I think I'm very like I'm still in it.
Yeah.
I guess. Mm-hmm.
I think what I wasn't expecting from the show was like how much I was gonna like it, but I knew immediately it was gonna like I was gonna be like, oh, this is gonna be a good watch. I think because of just how well it's shot. Like I think the cinematography is great. I think you could just tell they're filming everything on set, and I think that's why I like it so much. Where when you like see like large shots, like pan shots or like far, I always forget the camera term, but like the far away shots of like just big landscapes. I think it's called a landscape shot of just like him walking, and you have like the hills and the sunset or whatever, or like the big camps, and I don't know, everything just looks so real. And I think you'd like actually be surprised on how far along that goes. Like that does a lot for me. But when I watch something and I can tell this looks real, I feel like it's real. So I'm watching it and I'm like, yeah, like I'm in this. You know, I feel it. I'm fully immersed in this. But when something looks like the way that most Marvel movies do nowadays, or when something looks like, you know, like the volume, you know, like the big screens, like you can kind of just tell that stuff, like, or like heavy green screen, like it takes you out of it a bit because you're just like, I'm not connecting here. But when like I can watch a show like this, I'm like, yeah, dude, this show looks really pretty, and it makes me like just looking around. And I don't know, that goes a long way for me personally. I like how it looks.
No, 1000%, man. Like it looks very good, and like you said, it looks real, like more real than you'd expect. But I'm impressed with the show. Like I really am. Once again, this is probably going to be the first show I watch in the Game of Thrones franchise that I finish.
Yeah.
First.
You didn't watch House of the Dragon? Sorry.
No, I haven't seen House of the Dragon yet. But
Yeah,
I probably will. I'm getting more into Game of Thrones than I thought.
Yeah.
But it's because of that whole kingdom thing, like all these different families and houses. I think it's really cool.
It is cool. It is cool, yeah. All right. Well then, Phil, you had a choice to watch this movie, but in the movie they did not have any choice. Phil, you watched no other choice. Came out, what, a month ago? Right? Yeah, December? Yeah, it came out in December.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out December last year. Yeah, last year. Well, that was weird. I said that like naturally, and it like didn't sound right, but it is right.
You're like, wait a minute.
Last year, big talks about this movie being incredible. A big deal movie. Phil, I can't wait to hear what you thought because I want to know if I should watch it because I really wanted to watch it and I didn't get a chance to. So I want to know, Phil,
Bro.
what did you think of No Other Choice out of 10?
Bro, this movie was pretty good. If I had to give this movie a rating, 1 out of 10, this shocks me a bit because I thought I would love it a little bit more. It was in the Hamnet area for me. But I gave this a strong 7 out of 10. I gave it 7 out of 10. I was close to an 8 out of 10, but I think there was something about it where I was like, I don't know if this would be my first choice to watch, but I would still, if it was on, I'd still really like to watch it. Like, it was very, very good. It looked incredible. The acting was incredible. I mean, as usual, though, this is Park Chan-wook, but I believe this is the same director who did Parasite. I believe so. I'm trying to check right now. So
it's the guy that did Old Boy. I don't think he did Parasite. I think that's a different guy, but we'll double check.
Okay, never mind. If I am wrong on that, I apologize. But then again, it kind of felt like it was Parasite.
No. Because Parasite is Bong
Boy,
Joon-ho, who did Mickey 17 also last year. So yeah, this is the director of Old Boy, which is why I'm so curious about this movie, because Old Boy, not a movie I've seen, but a movie I've always wanted to see. It's on the list. It's gonna get down on the homework soon. I really wanted to watch this movie, so.
So I apologize. The director who did Old Boy. This movie was very good though. Like, what's his name? Mansu is the main character, and just to give a little like quick brief summary, it's about a man who loses his job that was like the job he loved, and instantly tries to get it back in the craziest way possible. Like craziest. But I was very impressed with this movie. Like I enjoyed it definitely more than Mickey 17, but I really thought like the not just the acting, but the way he was coming up with certain different things, like leading up to the grand scheme of, spoiler alert, killing his competition. Incredible. I I really liked his family because I think that is one thing that was super impressed with me. The cast, they were very in this movie. It wasn't just Lee Boing-hun, who played Man-Soo. It wasn't just him as the main character. He was definitely the main character, but like his daughter, or the person playing his daughter, the person playing his son, and definitely the person playing his wife were unbelievable in this movie. His wife was funny when she didn't need to be, and this movie actually did have a comedic like tone to it.
That's what I was gonna ask. What is the tone? Yeah.
But it definitely gets pretty like tense and I guess a little scary for a second with me when I was watching it. A little scary, just because of that's how good the acting was with him. Because there were so many moments where he's alone with a person or he's contemplating something where you're wondering what is he gonna do next, and it was scary. Not scary like horror movie scary, but like scary where it's like, what is he gonna do? Because at the start of it, it's really comedic and like fun that you kind of forget that this is a movie where this guy's gonna be killing people, and that was kind of the scary part of it. Because I feel like at a point you're halfway through the movie and you're still having that comedic feel where it's like, I don't feel like he's gonna kill anybody. Like, this is kind of fun. This is a fun movie. But then later when you get into it, when the first thing happens, you're like, oh, whoa. Like, that first kill that he does changed the movie for me. Because I was already liking it. But when he gets that first kill, it shocks me. And I don't know if it's because the gun sounded a little louder when it happened. But right when the shot goes off, I feel like that was a moment in the film where you and Man-Soo are there saying the same thing. Did he/I just do that? Did I just do that? And you're trying to like contemplate what he just did. And another scene is going on that I don't want to spoil that coincides with it, that I believe overlaps with it very well. And that really, I just want to say this quick too. Full credit and shout out to the editing of this movie. The transitions and the connection of scenes was flawless. That is a huge snub of the Oscars that I also wanted to mention.
I was gonna ask.
No Other Choice not getting a Best Editing nomination is honestly super duper shocking and crazy to me, because the editing and the transitions of scenes was nuts. Like, there were so many times in the movie where, like, for example, it's zooming in or focused on an inanimate object, like a microphone or a mouse, and then it would perfectly transition to another scene that would incorporate that into it, which was crazy. It would just be a smooth transition. I thought that was incredible, but I really loved the flow of this movie. I really did. Like, honestly, talking about it more, I kind of want to give it an 8 out of 10 because it was just
convinced
that impressive.
Himself.
Yeah, I might. You know, screw it. I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10. Like, it just was that good of a movie. But even just showing because he had a group of friends that were also fired, or a group of colleagues that he's super close with that were fired as well. And I also liked the fact that it showed like how people process getting fired from something they love, or even just losing something they love, because these are people, the people that were fired were people who dedicated their lives like to this job. And like, losing that job, it's almost like they lost their purpose in life. And them showing the different POVs, like whether if they're working in a new job, if they're just sitting around at home doing nothing, and even just trying to figure out how they're going to provide for their families, was just incredible and very like saddening to see, because there was comedic relief to it sometimes, but also just thinking about it, like thinking about them trying to navigate the next phase of like, what do I do after losing this? Like, I lost my purpose. It's like, whoa, like what?
And I think there's an interesting commentary there with what's going on in like the current job market, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, this movie wasn't made here, but I think definitely in America, like, you see so many people get laid off from their jobs that they like were so passionate about. So I imagine a movie like this is obviously, yes, one, funny, but two, definitely it's a satire. Like, it's dark. Like, it's supposed to try and be like, hey, like, this is a real thing that's happening, just not the I'm gonna murder my competition part, obviously. Or maybe
you never know.
Maybe someone's out there murdering someone, but yeah, like, I just think it's a really important movie right now, and I genuinely am surprised it's not getting any Oscar recognition, because people were saying this was like one of the best movies this year. I mean, Letterboxd, it's at a 4.1 out of 5 stars. Like, that's a really strong score. So I am very surprised, dude. I have a sneeze and it's not coming out. I'm very surprised that it's not nominated for anything, actually.
Even talking about it once again, I'm changing my rating to an 8 out of 10 just because talking about it, I'm like, no, this deserves an 8 out of 10. It's just incredible that it didn't get a nomination to me. Like, it blows my mind. Once again, like there are some really great movies that came out in 2025, 1000%. But like I do feel like this should have gotten one or two nominations somewhere. Like best film editing for sure, but it should have been like a surprise, like where it's like, oh, like maybe a best picture nom, maybe a best actor leading in a leading role, maybe just something out of the blue. Like I think it deserved that, but I don't know. Like there were a couple of other snubs, like other great movies that were in this year, and just as long as people remember this one was one of the good ones of 2025, I'm okay. But I was very impressed with this movie.
Yeah.
I was very impressed, and once again, just the acting. I can't go more than enough into the acting and the flow of this movie. Like there are so many times like you're feeling. I felt like there's gonna be a moment where I just get drowned out. This movie does not give you any chance of getting drowned out from it because that's just how good the pacing is. Like it never. I don't want to say it never stops, but because there's definitely some moments where it slows down and just gives you some really, or I'm not gonna say hear good dialogue. I'm gonna say I read good dialogue, but it's impressive. Like it's very impressive, and for somebody to come up with a movie like this and to make it flow the way it did, it's incredible. Like, so sorry again, Park Chan Wook, for confusing you with the person who made Parasite, but you are a genius. Like you are an actual genius for making this movie. It was incredible.
Yeah.
But I really liked it, and I would highly suggest it to people, especially those who watched Parasite, or even I'm trying to think of a movie that had this type of flow where it just never. I mean, Marty Supreme. If you watched Marty Supreme and loved it, this is a movie for you because I feel like this movie's crazier than Marty Supreme.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to say on No Other Choice?
Honestly, I think you guys have no other choice than to go to theaters and watch this movie. Like, especially now. Like, I think you guys should watch it on the biggest screen you can. Watch it with a bunch of people because it has comedic relief, but also watch it to learn. Like, watch it to like think about like what choices you have in your life and what you're grateful for right now. Because there's some people out there who don't have it as easy as you probably sometimes. And it's good to have this reminder. Like I was thinking heavily on like how blessed I am to be in the position I am, but also like think of others.
Yeah.
So just please go watch this movie. Please.
Yeah. And take a train there. But Phil, let's talk about another Oscar. Let's talk about a Oscar nominated movie, Train Dreams. You watched it. You have thoughts. I want to hear what those thoughts are. I want to hear what this movie's about. Let's keep it spoiler free for all the people that want to watch it during Oscar conversation. Phil, what'd you think of Train Dreams? Is it worthy of Best Picture noms?
Right, so this one was a little tough for me. This one was good, but it was
Phil hates
hard
art movies. Phil hates artsy movies.
Oh, man.
Phil likes big action,
so
MCU cinematic universe. That's all he wants, guys.
It had no explosions. That's
No
a lie.
explosions.
It had a couple of explosions.
Whoa. Not enough, though.
This movie was very, very, very well shot. Like, it looked incredible. Like, off the bat, I thought of, what was the movie that I really liked last year that won Best Cinematography? It was, Adrian Brody was in it.
The Brutalist.
The Brutalist. It had that same feel of cinematography, even though I still think The Brutalist was, like, looked way better, in my opinion, but this still had that same feeling. It almost felt like the same director doing it. I don't know if it was, but it looked incredible. Like, it looked unbelievable. Like, there were so many moments in the film where also just the shots of the movie, the cinematography, played out so well for when, I believe his name was Joel Edgerton, when he is talking or when he's even, like, reminiscing on certain things. It was so nice when you're like trying to figure out what he's thinking about, and then when he talks about certain things, to have a background to look at and even just feel like during those moments. Like, this is definitely an emotional film, which definitely hits more. That's why I'm struggling with it. The ending hits you. Just like Hamnet, this ending hits you. And it's definitely one of those movies where, just like No Other Choice, where I was talking about it, you definitely appreciate like the blessing you have of today. Because this movie, oh man, Clint Bentley was the director, but when to give a little summary of what this movie's about, it's about a man who is a logger and a railroad worker who lives a life that he believes is pretty much gonna be the way it is, but then like some pretty messed up and sad circumstances happen that hinder that, where the times change pretty fast, and it's like, oof. But I was impressed with it. I was, but I feel like a lot of those times when I was stuck in the moment, I couldn't I was kind of getting drowned out.
Mm-hmm.
I kinda got drowned out a lot during this movie. I didn't mean to. Like once again, it looked incredible and some of the dialogue was insane, but there were times when I felt like we were too much of like times we were enjoying the cinematography. Where I was kind of like, okay, I understand through the movie, it looks incredible, but I feel like more has to happen. I feel like it was a little bit too slow for me sometimes. But
How long is
once
this movie? In
that's another
hour
thing. It was an hour
40.
and 40.
Oh, it's not that
Bro,
long. Yeah, interesting.
it's not that long, but I
But you
felt like
feel
it
it?
was. Yeah, I felt like it was, but that's because you're staying in the moment to like feel like the emotional like I guess tense or like feelings of these different characters. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was very impressed with Joel Edgerton, but I was also very impressed with another character or another actor who was from Shameless who wasn't in the movie for very long, but had an important role to play. His name is William H. Macy. He played
Yeah.
Arn Peoples in this, and when he gets into the movie, his character really like is a realization point for Joel Edgerton, or Joel Edgerton's character. I want to say his name, Robert Grenier.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Rob's character. They have a conversation because in the movie he's a logger. He's building train roads. He's cutting down trees to make wood or like for other projects. But Arn Peoples is the older person in this group when they're going out, and he has a moment where he's talking to Rob's character, and Rob is at a point in his life where he's feeling pretty much successful. Like he has a wife, he has a kid on the way, he lives by the lake in a beautiful like area with a cabin, and he's like, "Yo, I can just log. I can keep doing what I do." But then when Arn comes in, it's like a realization point where he has to think, "Am I really doing like? Am I really living life? Am I really like living my full purpose?" Because Arn just goes like, "I have a couple of things I regret. Like I wish I could have gone back and done a couple of things differently." And it's at that point where Rob is like, I wonder if I'm gonna have those moments. And then it goes on, and he's still enjoying his life. But then, well, no, I'm not gonna spoil that. I'm gonna say something happens.
Keep it general. Keep it general.
Yeah, something happens
That's
where once again he has to think about his life, and then it leads to some circumstances that suck. It leads to it. But once again, the ending of this movie, I think that is the main reason why this movie is definitely in Best Picture talks and in all these other nominations. Because even though I said this movie feels slow, even though I said this movie like kind of drowned me out, I still understood what it was trying to tell me. And because of that, that ending just really hits. It really hits you. And I almost felt the same way I did with Hamnet, but Hamnet keeps me in the mode. Like this, all of that leads up to that moment where the narrator is just telling you exactly the emotion of what a certain character is going through.
Yeah.
But I was really impressed and really appreciated this. If I had to bet, I'm looking at the nominations again because it has a Best Cinematography nomination, and I definitely believe it deserves to be there. It's tough for me to say it's going to win because Frankenstein looked amazing. Marty Supreme looked really good. Sinners looked amazing, and I think Sinners is probably going to win, but I would not be surprised. Or I would not be surprised or mad if Train Dreams won it.
Yeah.
Because it looked incredible.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, man, this movie, it may not have fully...
It.
Yeah, like, it may not have been fully for me, but I definitely appreciate it and understand it. Did I give my rating for it earlier?
No, I was going to ask, what's your score?
I'm going to give this a middle 7 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm going to put it in the middle.
A great movie, just not for you.
Yes, great movie. Well, not fully for me, because I'm not going to say I wouldn't watch it again. I would be curious more. I would be curious and try to pick up on more things early on. Mm-hmm. So it's definitely a movie that I believe I would watch again. But this is definitely this is for those people who love the slice of life animes. This is definitely for the people who love like contemplation of life, of different things. I think
it's a
this
thinker.
is a movie for everyone. Yes, it's definitely a thinker, but I think this is a movie for everyone. Like, this is a movie that people should watch once in their life and definitely sit back and try to ask themselves, how am I doing today? Like, how am I feeling? Am I am I gonna be a benefit? I guess sometimes I don't feel like maybe a benefit, but am I really living up to my full potential? I guess.
All right, I gotta check it out. I'm gonna start Oscar prep probably within the next like week or so. So I'll be on it, and I'll let you know. Maybe I'll talk about it on the podcast. We'll see. But Phil, let's talk about probably the Oscar Best Picture winner of 2026 already established. Phil, everyone is talking about Mercy, the new Chris Pratt, Rebecca Ferguson movie, where AI is taken over, kind of. So, Phil, I want to know, in this movie, Mercy, did this movie show you any mercy? Or did you want to leave so badly?
This may come to a shock to people.
Oh, it's Phil's movie of the year.
This is definitely the best movie of the year. Definitely. I'm not even playing with you. This is 1000%.
Are you being dead serious?
My first 9 out of 10. No, I'm playing. I'm not serious.
Oh my gosh. I was actually like, oh my gosh. I was ready for like a conversation. I haven't seen it. So I can't say like you're wrong.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get clipped. We're gonna get killed. We're gonna get assassinated. No. Better than Bone Temple? Like.
Yes, I'm playing no. But this movie actually wasn't that bad. Like, I was sitting in that theater, and just to get my rating out of there, because I know I teased you all thinking I was going to make this something crazy, I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10.
It was okay. It was fine.
It was okay. It actually wasn't that bad of a movie. I don't think it wasn't that bad. This movie, if you guys don't know, it's about an AI system that the police are using now in California. I don't know if it's all over. I know it was set in California. That is the judge, jury, and executioner of criminal cases sometimes. Like, the premise of it, Chris Pratt's character, and I forgot his name again, I apologize, Chris Raven, Chris, he is accused of killing his wife, and he gets a chance, specifically an hour and 30 minutes, to try to
little timer action. Yeah. It literally, that's funny. And the movie is around an hour 30, right? Yeah.
This movie is an hour and 40 minutes.
Exactly. So basically an hour 30 with your... That's funny. So are you actively seeing how long the movie is going to be?
Yes.
That's so funny.
I thought that was impressive. So
you think that's impressive? That actually would drive me insane. Respectfully, that would drive me insane.
I kind of liked it because it gave me vibes of Source Code, that movie with Jake Gyllenhaal when he was trying to figure out who blew up the train. But I honestly kind of like this movie, and it was kind of like a guilty pleasure kind of like it, because I know other people, like, this is one of those action movies where, like, it's a super cool action movie, but it's definitely not like an Oscar nominee, like, definitely awards winner. This is something that you could turn on the TV and be like, oh, let's watch something to turn off my brain a little bit.
It's a dad movie.
Kinda. I want to say, maybe a dad movie.
It's Chris Pratt. It's a dad movie.
Yeah, it's a dad movie. I'll say it's a dad movie. But it was honestly super impressive to see how this whole system worked, of, like, being in a court case with an AI system, which Rebecca Ferguson, Judge Maddox, plays really well. Like, I was shook. There were so many times she said some cold phrases, like with a cold emotion, where it was like, wow, you are such a... Oh, wait, I forgot you're an AI. Because I was going to say you're such a B word, but then again, you're an AI. You don't feel anything.
You think that deserves, though, like, a great performance recognition? Or not, like, Oscar thing, but, like, you think that means that's, like, a good acting performance? Because I actually don't think it's that hard to be deadpan and say a line.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, I feel like other people could play the role good, but she did a pretty good job. I'm not going to lie. She did a pretty good job in in situations that she was, like, put in, where I was like, oh, once again, you definitely remind me of an AI system. Like, you definitely feel like a believable AI system. But how the movie plays out, I thought it was going to be super silly. And at times when you're going through the crime scenes, with the actual people being involved, like the detective that he was, using the camera through and stuff, was a little bit silly sometimes. Almost felt like the CW. But the investigation scenes, the detective mode that I want to call it, like from the Batman Arkham
That's what I was going to ask. Is it like that? Because that's the vibe it gave me.
Very cool. Like, very cool. When Brody gets out of his head of, like, I shouldn't be here, like, I didn't do this, and finally locks in, it's very cool. Like, the system and codes and rules that the AI lets you play by, even though it's very creepy. Like, I think that's another thing it's trying to show you. I never want this system to be existing. I never want it to be a real thing. I'm saying that now. Mark Zuckerberg, whatever, whoever's got the money to do this, please don't do it. Because it was scary to see. One of the craziest rules that I saw or heard of in the movie was that there was a law that if the mercy court calls you, you have to answer. You have to sign a waiver that gives, like, total, all your privacy on your phone, laptop, anything is available to access. If it doesn't, you definitely get brought up and probably get arrested. But all the times when he's like, let me call so and so, and then like the AI system, Judge Maddox would go like, okay, calling you know who, and then they would open up the phone instantly. Hi, this is Mercy Court. You have to answer. You have to comply to different things. Yeah, you could see people were scared and were like, oh, yeah, what do you need? And then they would literally play along with it. And Judge Maddox would be like, okay, we need access to your computer real quick. And then they would just instantly go in and like bring up some files and stuff. And I was like, whoa, this is kind of creepy and scary. Like there were these burner phones that they were having trouble trying to get like access to, because a lot of people have those, because obviously they're not trying to be all AI like all around 24/7. But it was so cool to see like, okay, bring up their follower count, because they go on their social media and it's like, okay, let's get rid of their friends. Let's go into their friends file. Let's see what they have in their DMs. And it's like, whoa, what? You could see all that? But
yeah,
it was just very cool to see how much was like available to him as a criminal on like a murder case right now. Because it's like, what if he's really like guilty? I wonder, like in those like whatever, like a hypothetical, if there was a person who was actually guilty and he was just like, you know, let me check out Timmy's phone real quick. Let me see if he was really texting that my wife. Okay, can you tell the detective he did it or something? And then like the police accidentally like shoot this guy, and then he's like, okay, I'm good, I'm guilty. I swear I did it, and then just dies from the shock or whatever. But it was just a very interesting movie. It was very interesting. It held my attention the whole way. There were 2 plot twists that I did not expect, but it still had its moments where it once again, when I said those CW moments, it wasn't a perfect movie. Like, definitely some problems with the acting outside of Rebecca Ferguson and Chris Pratt. Definitely some moments where it's like, okay, that was kind of awkward. But the flow of the movie and that timer being on really kind of gets me locked in when I'm just watching it go down. And I'm like, bro, you got to lock in. You only have like 30 minutes left. And the grand scheme of everything, you wouldn't expect it. You really wouldn't expect what it leads up to at the end.
Really?
And what
the twist
a certain
ending
situation that happens. There is a twist that happens in the movie that isn't like, I'm not going to say super duper crazy, but still was crazy to learn. And I was kind of impressed. I was like, okay, how is this all going to play out? And it was pretty cool. But then that ending got very cliche and very, okay.
Which is usually the fault of these kinds of movies, right? Where it's like, here's an interesting premise, and then let's not be creative.
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie. For an hour, it was like, wow, oh my gosh. Like, oh, okay, so now he's 97% guilty. Now he's 96% guilty. Oh, wait, what about that clue? Oh, did you check the back door? Like, it was cool to do that and, like, be like, bro, like, he's checking everything to his best availability. But then when you get later on, it just kind of goes away from those rules, and then it kind of just gets turned into a regular, yeah. So that's why I'm giving it a 6 out of 10. But once again, that first hour, I was very locked in, very like, oh my gosh, this is so cool and scary at the same time. But once again, I know AI is trending. Please don't ever do this. Please.
Yeah.
That was scary.
What, did that feel like the commentary of the movie? Did it feel like the movie was trying to say, hey, this is bad?
That was part of the ending.
Wow,
that was part of the ending where it just got so generic.
How different and how interesting, you know, like, and I think the funny part is that's a really good message, but they probably presented it in a way that just like wasn't interesting and the most like, yeah, this is not a good idea kind of way. Man.
Like, leading to that end though, I kind of was feeling you could kind of make this into a 2 or 3 movie thing where you just bring up different people on a criminal case.
Mercy 2.
Yeah, like
Court is
if you
now
really wanted
session.
to. Court is now AI. But like you could have done something where it made it a little bit more interesting, like bump it up from a 6 to a 7. But I don't know, like I just but I don't know. I just wish that it could have played a little bit more into like this cool idea.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, man, between you
You're
and
not
me,
gonna watch it.
This is not an Isaiah I'm gonna go watch. This is if I had time this weekend, I would have went and watched this and been like, I would have watched this with a friend and been like, this was dumb. What the heck? Like how I watched Tron and I was like, yeah, that was awful. I probably would have had the same reaction. So I'm not gonna waste my time, even when this is on streaming. I'm just, you know, I could probably spend an hour, 40 minutes doing anything better. But look, I think this, and I think we'll probably close here. Like, I think Chris Pratt is an actor who I really, really like. I will never give in to the Chris Pratt hate because I really like him. Like, I know it's like, man, Chris Pratt's in everything. He's voicing Mario. Yeah, but he's not that bad at Mario. You know, like, it sounds like Chris Pratt, but, like, if I'm being honest, I wouldn't want to hear a wahoo, wahoo, like that voice for an hour 30, I would go insane.
Yeah.
I like Chris Pratt as Mario. Hot take. As a Mario fan, you can see him right there. As a Mario fan, I like him. Lego Movie, he's incredible in that movie. Like, actually, he's a great voice actor. Chris Pratt, and I think people forget that. Chris Pratt's a great voice actor. Guardians of the Galaxy, he's so good as Star-Lord. Let's not forget, Parks and Rec, he's hilarious. Let's not forget, people like The Terminal List. Probably another dad movie, or dad show. Like, I hear it's good. So, like, I think Chris Pratt is a fine actor. I think it's just unfortunate that sometimes he picks projects where you're like, yeah, I think he did this for the bag. Which, no shade, bro, get your bag. But, like, man, like, I wish he could have a better name to him. And I think if he was in more, like, artsy films, it would help, for sure.
I'm not going to be mad, though, because, to be honest, out of those other ones he's done, this one still was pretty good. The way he did a pretty good job in this movie. Yeah,
but he's a fine actor. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is he's a fine actor. It's just like your scripts, like you gotta be a little more picky, pick something else, pick something a little more better. But
I get you. But yeah, like this movie, if I had to recommend it to people, definitely to those, like, I feel like teens would definitely go to watch this and have a much like more grand fun time with this. Like, I feel like they find this a little bit more cool. Yeah, I think so. Like, I think a group of high school friends or even some like college, if they just want to go watch a movie, I feel like this would be the one because
respectfully,
it is fun in the movie theater.
I don't know, dude. Like, respectfully,
once again, for an hour, I was locked in. My bad.
I work with teenagers. I don't think a single teenager would want to go watch. Hey, do you want to go watch Mercy, an AI movie with Chris Pratt about? Excuse me, not AI. A movie with Chris Pratt about an AI that's a judge. No, that sounds lame. That's what they would say. I just, personally, I think this is for the 40-year-olds, respectfully. I think this is for, I can already hear my uncle telling me, you watched that movie Mercy, it was pretty good. I can already hear it. I feel it, next family event, I'm going to hear that for sure. So
you never know.
You never know, man. You never know.
I could see it, though. But if you guys want to watch a movie where Chris Pratt is doing action hero stuff again, but for most of it he's in a chair, definitely go watch it.
Sounds like a real action hero.
Definitely.
It sounds like a character I could get behind. That's very relatable.
Sometimes action heroes need to take a seat.
Yeah, for real.
Sometimes they need to take a seat and sit down.
Yeah.
Like, just chill out. Actually, if we think about it, did Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dwayne Johnson, or anybody else sit down? Maybe Brandon Fraser. I feel like Brandon Fraser in one movie where he got an Oscar.
Oh, The Whale?
Got nominated, yeah.
Fantastic movie,
technically.
By the way. Weird ending, but fantastic movie. Maybe, yeah. Interesting. Anyways, guys, that was another episode of the Film Podcast, where we talk about films the way that anyone can enjoy. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe on all things YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Spotify for you audio listeners.
Yes,
Sorry
sir.
about the weird delay. Again, if it looks like me and Phil are cutting each other off, massive delay. Just kind of what's going to happen. It's online. Be ready for our Wonder Man review that should be coming out either this weekend or next week. I'm actually not 100% sure. We will be watching, we will be reviewing, and we're really excited to talk about it. So we'll see you guys in the next one.
And go watch it.
Go watch it.